Hey student teachers, it is hard to believe that we are wrapping up week 5 and that we are about to dive into week 6 and 7. We have a lot to do and we need to make sure everything gets done before week 7. I have communicated with your building mentors, your PK12 CEs, and your UCEs that everything has to be completely finished Friday by the end of the day on, hold on, I'm flipping here, on October 8th. That is when everything is completely finished because grades are due that next Monday, which means that if for some reason your PK12 CE or your building mentor forgets to do something, there is no time for them to make it up. So I would highly encourage you to kind of think that the 7-week term does not finish on October 8th. It finishes on October 6th, and maybe give your building mentors and your PK12 CEs that due date. So if they forget something or your UCE notices something, they can say, oh, no, we need to get this figured out before they have to give you a failing grade. Right now, student teaching is pass-fail, which means it's all or nothing. And part of that all is having all of the things completed and done well. So with that said, I would like to jump into just look at our checklist one more time to make sure that we've got everything and we're ready to roll. Thank you for everyone who sent their checklist in that had been written all over. I think I'm still missing one person, so if you're that one person, get yourself in. This is our week 5 right here. Your lesson plan should have been emailed to your UCE and your PK12 CE or your building mentor about 48 hours before you taught your lesson. That lesson is attached to this teacher work sample. Both of those people are observing this because they are filling out the same form and watching the same lesson, and what that allows us as a program is to see that there is some rater reliability between your UCE and your PK12CE. They saw the same lesson. Are they rating you the same? And so that's a really important piece, that they are observing the exact same lesson. So your UCE and your PK12CE are going to complete their lesson evaluation form and put that on Foliotech. All of that should have been happening this week, week 5. If it didn't happen, we still have some wiggle room in the term, meaning it can happen at the beginning of week 6. Week 6 and week 7 is when the wiggle room runs out, and we've already talked about those dates. So you are going to finish up your teacher work sample. Go ahead and upload that, and you can see that you're going to be uploading 3 documents. You are going to complete your disposition self-assessment. Your UCE is going to complete one, and then you are going to sign off that you have read and you understand how people ranked you for your dispositions and for your lesson evaluations. Those are kind of funny because it says a signature form that you're signing off on them, but you're just clicking on a link and then typing your name because it's in Foliotech. You are also on week 7 going to turn in, your only thing that you have to do for week 7 is turn in that time log showing that you have logged 35 days. Your PK12CE or building mentor must sign that, or it is not reliable. We have to have that signature on there. And you remember me talking to you a couple weeks ago, about 5 weeks ago, that you would need to print it off, have them sign it, and upload it again. Let's hop over here to Foliotech, and we can see the things that where they are in Foliotech. I've had 2 questions so far about 530 and 632. If you do have those assignments and your course instructors did not ask you to put them up there, if you would be so kind to put them up there, that would be fantastic. So we're looking at this. You can see that your updated resume and philosophy of education, they're not up there yet. They happen, I believe, in week 4 of next term, so you don't need to stress out about those. And then we can see some other things that will be happening in term 2. Here is your teacher work sample, and this is where you are going to upload all 3 of those documents. You're also going to put it on Canvas also, and I'm going to show you where that is. And then you can see all of these other things here. For our first time log, you're going to upload it and put it up here. Here's all of your dispositions. Right here is where it has the teacher candidate signature form, and when you click on it, all you do is sign where it asks you to. And that's just, again, you're typing your name. Here's your lesson evaluation forms. If I were you, I would go through here, and a very easy way to see if people have filled them out is you can see that the date will have been modified. It'll say September 20th, September 15th. And that's a good way for you to kind of cruise on down there and make sure everything is as it should be. But again, take out that checklist that I made you and highlight you've done each and everything, because your UCE is going to be doing that as well, checking to make sure that you've gotten everything done. Okay, we're back on Canvas here. That is our checklist. Let me show you, if we go down here to teacher work sample. Again, you've been working on this. This should not be anything new. The only thing that is a little bit different here is I have added this teacher work sample submission. You can see that it's for 0 points because it's pass or fail. This is the rubric that is going to be used. Go through that rubric before you submit. Make sure everything's good, because if you go back up and you look at how the rubric is discussed in this right here, you can see it says, maybe it's at the bottom, students must receive a MET in each one of those listed above to receive an overall MET and successfully complete the teacher work sample. So you have to successfully complete all of the things in the rubric or it's a fail. Pass-fail is great sometimes and it's not great sometimes. It's not great when, if it's not done perfectly, it's a not met, which means the first 7 weeks is a fail. If you need me to look over anything, if you need your UCE to look over anything, please let us know and we'd be happy to do that. Something else that I do want to draw to your attention is our teacher work sample. And I am gonna go digging here real quick. You're gonna see the inner workings of Dr. Hess's, if we can do it, Google Drive here. But what we talked about our semester reflection in our very first meeting that we talked about student teaching. It's really important for, it's running slow. It's really important for you to understand this final reflection before you get there. Your final reflection happens in your second 9 weeks, or I'm sorry, your second 7 weeks. But there are some things, again, that I want to point out. One of them is that you have worked with all of these different types of students. You can see that there. And that you must address all 6 of these professional activities by the end of next term. If for some reason you think, oh, this is going to be a lot for me to do, I encourage you, there's a week between fall 1 and fall 2. Take that week to get some of these things done. But there is a lot of different things in here. Please read it. On our first week of fall 2, we will be going over these and making sure that you completely understand them. But if I were you, I would get kind of a jump start on these, making sure that when fall 2 hits, you know what you're doing and when you're doing it. Again, it's a pass-fail course, so all of these things have to be completed well for you to pass. I'm looking at my checklist of things to talk to you about. That is all that I wanted to make sure that you guys understood and was completely aware of. If you have any questions, please let me know. Your UCEs and I are working together very closely to make sure that we can help you through the next 2 weeks. If you are tired, keep going. You're almost there. If you need anything, please let me know. And I'm looking forward to reading and reviewing your teacher work samples.